What is up, everybody? This is your boy, MrTMoney1993, with the Straight Facts podcast, man. Let's go ahead and start sharing this.
The bird is breaking. My hand freezing. Where's the big towel?
In the bathroom.
Is that blood on my door? Really?
All right, now. So the first thing I want to talk about is Christian McCaffrey and his family and what they had going on this summer. I recently just watched a video. I don't know if y'all did of him and his family talking about it. So the other family, what they had going on was the parents were out of town and the grandparents were watching, and they went hiking on some rocks. They took the grandchildren hiking, doing a little rock climbing. So the grandpa and the grandson go up there. The grandson hears his grandpa fall down pretty far, pretty badly injured. He doesn't know if his grandpa is dead or alive. He climbs down the rocks, FaceTimes his parents, shows him what's going on. Now, Christian McCaffrey and his family were just happened to be all doing the rock climbing too that. And so Michael Mann, which is I guess their family friend or step brother or whatever, he takes off running and gets to the old man and starts trying to give him some kind of CPR while Christian McCaffrey is calling 911. I heard the 911 call where he described what was going on. The lady gave advice on how to help them. At that, they were pretty, at first not even sure if the man was alive, and then not sure how to keep him alive until the ambulance went there. And they were talking about how it felt like hours that they was waiting, but the ambulance and the rescue people got there in 11 minutes. The grandpa did end up living. He had a broken leg, a broken neck, like 9 broken ribs. He had to relearn how to walk, and I think the last point that they had talked to him at, he was walking at that point with a cane, and they were hoping he was going to be able to walk soon without one. But Chris McCaffrey and his family came to the hospital, came and expressed their love and hoping that he was all right. And the other family said thank you. And then Chris McCaffrey gave them tickets to the Panthers versus Bengals game. He gave them some jerseys. Academy Sports gave them $1,500 to spend as far as getting gear for the game. So they will love to do that. The family is hoping that the grandpa will be able to walk, hopefully, by that game and be able to walk around the stadium. Jameis Winston back in the headlines again, man. This time he was in an Uber. The female Uber driver is trying to say that Jameis supposedly touched her between her legs. And she was like, what was up with that? Now, Jameis and one of his friends tried to say that he was never in the car by himself with her. So that never happened. And from what I'm seeing, one of the other friends came out and said that's a lie, that Jameis had an opportunity at some point. He was in the car by himself. And this is just showing, man, Jameis is always getting in trouble. Everything that they try to say negative about Cam, Jameis shows, whether it's on the field, with his let's eat a W and poking Marshawn Lattimore in the head when he's out the game, supposedly injured in a blowout, a fight that Mike Evans has to go and save his neck. Whether you want to talk about the accuracy issues and being all over the place and being up one game and down one game, that sounds like Jameis. If you want to talk about off the field, when people say something about Cam with women, like the Jordan Rodriguez situation, well, Jameis has multiple situations with women. He has in college, the rape, maybe it was rape, maybe it wasn't case. He has the getting up on the table, talking about fucking in the pussy. He has this situation. He has the crab leg situation. Jameis just has a lot going on. I seen a former player came out the other day and said maybe Jameis has some mental issues going on where he might need some mental health help. Which might not be a bad idea at this point. When you have this many serious incidents, this mmany situations between you and young ladies, somebody might need to talk to you because it's getting crazy. What would possess you to, you're famous, you're rich, you're due, what, next year, maybe to get $100 million? Why would you touch between her legs? Why would you do anything that could lead her to say you was touching her leg? Why was you even in the front seat? Well, I guess maybe it was that many of y'all, but you had to be the one to sit in the front seat. Not a good decision, not the smart play. Jameis is a Cam supporter, Cam fan, so I try not to hate on Jameis, but that is just stupid. Really, it is. The Bucks might have to get somebody, that travels around with Jameis or something. I don't know what the result will be, but they got to do something because his behavior have him out the league, especially the new NFL where they getting real strict on anything involving women. I seen Chris Sims came out the other day and said that he was, kind of giving up on Jameis. That he's been a Jameis defender all this time, whether it's on the field or off, and he just can't anymore. So, and Chris Sims is a longtime Buck fan. I think Keyshawn Johnson came out and said something about Jameis. So it's not looking good when former Bucks are even the ones to talk about you. Next thing on the topic list, Madden 19. Luke Kuechly was giving his stuff. for being in the Madden 99 club when the next Madden comes out in August. Luke will be a 99 overall, which I mean, it's due time, man. He's definitely the best middle linebacker, the most talented middle linebacker in the league. So we're just gonna have to see where everybody else is at. I'm definitely interested in seeing DJ Moore's ratings when they come out, and I'll probably do a show then, telling y'all, updating y'all on the ratings of some of the guys. Also, the top 100 list is finally done, and it was some Panthers that I was surprised was not on the list. Julius Peppers was one, 37 years old. 37 years old, getting double-digit sacks. Still playing well. I don't know how he doesn't. He's one of the best middle linebackers of all time. I mean, not middle linebackers. One of the best defensive ends of all time. Is the most active sack guy at defensive end. So I just don't know how he didn't make the top 100 list. I don't know how Mario Addison never makes the list. He had double-digit sacks again, and that's just what he does. And that's what's crazy. As dominant as our defensive line was, you telling me nobody on our defensive line is a top 100 player? You could have went Kawan Short, former All-Pro, had, I think, 6.5 sacks as a defensive tackle, and I just don't understand why the disrespect. I think even though he was hurt, when he came back and with his playoff play and just off the level of excellence he's had, why wasn't Greg Olsen on it? Greg Olsen is the only tight end with 3 1,000-yard seasons. So I just don't know why they didn't have my man Gios on there, even though he was hurt for a lot of the year. They have J.J. Watt on there. He's barely played the past 2 years. They had Deshaun Watson on there. He only played, 3 games, 5 games. They had Jimmy Garoppolo on there. Like, if you're going to have them guys on there, I don't see why you didn't have Greg Olsen. And they had some non-Panthers that I was wondering why wasn't on it. Why wasn't Alex Smith on there? Why wasn't Brandon Graham on there? Why wasn't Jordan Howard has never been on it, and he's been 1,000+ yard back. And didn't he lead the league in rushing his rookie year, or was second or something like that? He's never been on the top 100 list, so that's serious disrespect. I think Marcus Mariota should have been a consideration. Malik Jackson for helping bring that change on Jacksonville's defense. I think Marvin Jones, because him and for the Lions are a serious 1-2 punch. Other than that, I don't know if y'all heard the Janoris Jenkins situation. He's down in Florida, minding his business, and they find a dead body in his house. So everybody's thinking, did Janoris Jenkins kill somebody and go down to Florida? Well, it's not looking like that. The police caught Janoris Jenkins' brother trying to sneak onto an airplane to go down to Florida with Janoris. So as long as, we'll never know for right now until more details come out, but it's looking more like the brother did it and was trying to get away with it. Killed one of their family friends, so that was pretty crazy. Julio is still holding out. We're going to see if he's going to hold out going into training camp. People try to give Cam slack for his little situation with that teenager. Where the teenager was talking junk, Cam said what he had to say and walked off. I guess you could say he wasn't, as a pro athlete, he shouldn't talk to an NFL. He shouldn't talk to a little teenager. But hey, man, if you talking junk, you can get them out of the age, man. Especially as a dude to a dude. It ain't like it's a girl saying something. You know what I'm saying? You just ignore her. But yeah, Cam didn't say nothing crazy. He just said what he had to say and he walked off. But yeah, that's the show for tonight. Like, share, comment on this video. Comment if you have anything you want to talk about next week. Subscribe to the channel. This is your boy MrTMoney1993, aka Straight Facts, because that's all I spend in this YouTube thing, and I'm out.